So next one, also finance, Bank of America, BAC. So Bank of America is one of the strongest finance stock. So you can see that it just broke out of the, there's a resistance, broke out resistance, sign of strength rally, backing up, continuation to the upside, and is holding up again at the moment. So again, I want to see commitment above the high here. So just wait for a commitment above, then that's your breakout trade with your stop just below the swing low. I think that's relatively conservative, and you can just trail your stop because it's an all-time high stop. So that's a Bank of America. Okay, next one, SIG. Okay, SIG, I first covered here, and I shared it in a trade review because got stopped out right here with the big bearish bar. Not sure what's happening on that day. Probably some bad economic data, or the market itself just triggered a stop. So that is based on a breakout trade. I think the breakout trade is somewhere around here. I got stopped out here because put my stop here, but immediately it just reversed and come back up. So now is near all-time high again. So I just put a alert at about 88.9. That's for the breakout trade. So if it break out, then I think that would be a breakout trade for me, and with a stop somewhere below, or maybe just below here. So that would be slightly tighter stop. So SIG, I think in terms of the general structure, is still looking very good. So that's the whole structure. So we have a sign of strength rally. So the whole chunk here is backing up. So we wait for the breakout, right? So from this trade, you probably can see that how you want to manage your trade. Because let's say if this is a sign of strength rally, this is a backup action, and this is kind of the early entry. I trade the localized pivot breakout. And if I really want, a conservative stop would be below this backup action. It's still not violating the structure. So it's still bullish as long as it's still within the structure. So I can definitely place my stop below here. But I put my stop just right below this. So I got stop out, and then it just reversed. So we still need to think about how we want to manage the stop. So this is something that we all need to keep in mind.